What's up, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Heat Check podcast. I've been wanting to kind of expand from what I was doing before, kind of get more in depth. But I figured by myself it'd be not as entertaining. So here with Joey.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Heat Check podcast.
Yeah. All right. So we got a lot of shit to talk about. First off, before we get into things, if there's any bias at all, let's get into our favorite team. So me first off, when it comes to the NBA, you ain't gonna hear much bias from me because I'm a Wizards fan. So we're probably not gonna have any playoff success in the next 25 years. But when it comes to the NFL, I'll be running my mouth, no doubt.
Well, I'm a Boston boy. I like all the Boston teams, Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox, if we're going into baseball here, but I don't know if we are. Everything Boston, that's me. So
yeah. I mean, who knows? MLB is being so poorly run right now. I mean, they can't even fucking handle COVID, right? But yeah, a lot of news to get into. Start off with the NBA today. So tonight we have Mavs versus Clips, Sixers versus Celtics, Jazz Nuggets, and Nets Raps. Mavs Clips is tied up 1-1. Same with Jazz Nuggets. And 76ers are down 2-0 to the Celtics. Nets are down 2-0 with the Raptors. They don't have Kyrie, so that's probably a big reason. Start out with you, Joey. Who do you think is winning, Mavs versus Clippers?
I'm gonna go with the Clippers tonight.
Yeah.
Are we going with? Are we gonna talk about the whole series right now?
Yeah.
Or?
Let's just go ahead and get the whole series out the way.
Okay. So I got the Clips winning the series in 6 games. I was gonna go 7, but I don't see the Mavericks stepping it up that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the big man and they got Doncic, but I mean they don't have that much shooters on the perimeter to clear things out for them.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
I see the Clippers winning that.
I see Clippers probably going away in 6. Same. I feel like the Clippers just have an absolute advantage over off the bench. Mavs have a couple of spark plugs. Jalen Brunson, I know he showed some spark last season. I don't know how good he's been for this season, but I know Brunson's got some talent. And Seth Curry, he's been a huge shooter for the Mavericks. So I know they'll have 3-point shooting abilities, but I mean, you can't beat Kawhi and Paul George, especially you got Lou Will, a guy who would start for most teams in the league, and he's coming off the bench. So they just got a really, really well-rounded team. Next up, 76ers versus Celtics. I have the Celtics probably winning in 4. I don't see the Sixers putting up that good of a fight. They have a really I think they have a really well-rounded starting lineup, but they can't manage Al Horford correctly. They haven't been able to manage Al Horford correctly, and that alone, Al Horford just hasn't been playing good enough. I don't think Embiid is enough to carry that team past the Celtics. Even though they've lost Gordon Hayward, which might give them a game, I don't see it going anywhere past 5, though.
Okay, yeah, I'm also going to agree with you on that. I got the Celtics sweeping that series. I mean, we're hot right now. Our shooters are like Jaylen Brown. He's shooting the lights out somehow.
Same with Tatum. Tatum's been playing good.
Yeah, he's never been that much of a shooter, and he's been making every clutch 3. I mean, even our big men have been playing above their ability lately, and even though we don't really have a solid post player, I mean, we're getting it done down low, and I got them sweeping that series. No bias at all. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Brad Stevens is really holding that team together. All right, Jazz Nuggets. I feel like this series is going to be one of the best series of the first round. Jazz Nuggets is going to go to 7. I feel like. See, here's the thing. I want to go Jazz because I like watching Donovan Mitchell play. He was amazing in his first game. I feel bad for him because he managed to put up a historical performance for the Jazz and managed to lose game 1 as well. But Donovan Mitchell is playing insane right now. So I think the Nuggets might be able to pull it out in 7. So I'm gonna go Nuggets in 7.
Okay, I actually have Nugs in 6. There's no way the Jazz are competing until 7, Brett. I mean,
Jazz. I'm just saying. Donovan Mitchell, I feel like is going to be able to pull it off. I mean, Nuggets. I don't feel like the Nuggets have a good enough bench to like really just shut it down. Because like
it's 1-1. It's 1-1, correct?
Yeah, it's 1-1.
Okay.
I just got that energy from it. And then Nets Raps. This is gonna be a sweep. This is gonna be a sweep.
I'm
No
calling sweep.
doubt.
Yeah.
No
I'm
doubt.
calling
No
sweep
doubt.
on that.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving couldn't even save this team from a sweep, and he's not even on there anymore. If I'm the Nets, I'm just hoping that Kyrie Irving and KD can come back stronger than ever. But I feel like Kyrie hurts teams more than he helps now. But him as a second option, because obviously you can't not have Durant as a first option. Maybe Kyrie as a second option, kind of like how he was in Cleveland will help them out. But yeah, Raps got this sweep down. Raps are playing amazing without Kawhi. Hell, some people even say they're playing better. But yeah, Spicy P is definitely emerging to be he's a fun guy to watch. I like Spicy P.
That's my most confident. That's my most confident prediction right there. Is that sweep right there?
Yeah.
I'm kind of confident in the Celtics sweeping, but I mean, not as confident as that one.
Yeah. All right. Then we go into yesterday's games. Heat Pacers 109-100. Looks like TJ Warren is being stopped by Jimmy Butler. 2-0 Miami lead. What do you think that series is going to?
I got the Heat in 5. I think the Pacers can pull one, but I mean, I really like watching that Heat team. I like what they can do.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch. They got a balanced lineup. I don't see Pacers doing much. And I mean, that TJ Warren kid, he's been impressing a lot of people, but he's kind of declining.
Yeah, he's kind of he had his hot stroke. I mean, yeah, I got Heat in 5 too. I believe that Jimmy Butler is no doubt probably the best thing that's ever happened to that franchise since LeBron and everything. I mean, Jimmy Butler, he's looking like prime Jimmy Butler. He's playing just as good as he was on the Bulls. He's holding that team together. Not alone, you got Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn's on the Heat, right? Yes. Kendrick Nunn's playing great for them. Duncan Robinson was shooting lights out last game. Yeah, he's got a really, really good team. And don't forget about Bam. OKC, Houston. I really, really want OKC to win this, but I'm gonna say Houston in 6.
I actually have the Rockets in 5.
5. Yeah. Rockets have been playing really well without Russell Westbrook. I thought, without them they were going to lose a game to OKC, but they played really well last game. OKC tried to come back a little bit, but I want OKC to succeed because they've been a good Cinderella story to watch throughout the entire league. But yeah, Houston's probably going to move on. Magic Bucks. I feel like even though they started off rocky, the Bucks shut down the Magics like really well yesterday. Not as good as some other teams that have been playing great defense, but the Bucks played good defense yesterday. Giannis, he's still Giannis. I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic took another game because Vucevic has been playing out of his mind. But they'll probably end up going up to 5. That's what I think.
Yeah, I go Bucks in 5.
Yeah.
And they stepped it up last night. Same with, Lakers, Blazers kind of deal. Same thing kind of happened there.
Where do you think they're going?
I got the Lakers in 6. I think the Blazers can actually take another game, even though it's not looking like it. It's looking like a lucky first game for them, but Lakers definitely stepped up last night. But I believe that they can take another game against the Lakers.
I think if anybody on that team is going to be the main, if anyone on that team needs to step up for the Blazers, I mean, nobody can step up farther than Damian Lillard has. I think if anyone needs to step up on that team, it's got to be C.J. McCollum. C.J. McCollum, he's been playing good, but of course not good enough because the Lakers held them to 88 points. Lakers had 111. The Lakers, for them, it's really never been. LeBron doesn't need to be that top scorer. I mean, LeBron's been running fucking point guard for them.
Yeah.
LeBron, I think he was one of the top leaders in assists this year. He's getting really far into his career, and he's still one of the best players in the league. So yeah, I think Lakers will win in 6 as well. I feel like the Blazers can pull away another win. If the Blazers can take him to 7, though, I don't know how confident I'd be in the Lakers. I will say that, but yeah, I don't see it going past anywhere 7. And speaking of the Blazers, there's a chance that the Blazers could upset, but I think more likely is everyone's realizing that Dame no longer needs to be underrated. I see him as an MVP candidate, maybe the MVP next year. Giannis is great. LeBron is still up there always, but I feel like MVP is probably going to go to Dame next year. What do you think?
That guy's confidence is on another level. I mean, I've never seen someone just freely shoot it like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He reminds you of Curry. I mean, that's cliche to say, but like he just comes off that screen just like Curry does
I like
and just
Dame
shoots it.
I like Dame driving inside. His inside game and his driving game is way better than Curry's in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what lets him shoot the ball more. You know what I mean? They have to focus on. They can't let him get past him, but they can't give him any space. So he's probably the toughest guy to guard.
Yeah, but I think
Durant.
I think the thing is what separates them from Curry is Dame will. I feel like if Dame can win a ring, or just win that MVP, if Dame can win the MVP next year, then he will probably end up being considered the best point guard in the league. That's how good he is. Because
Curry against it.
Because when it comes to all time, Curry definitely beats him. Curry had that back-to-back MVPs. He won a ring on himself, defeating LeBron. Curry's probably one of, if he can somehow top Magic, I don't see that happening. I still feel like Magic is the best point guard ever. But Curry is definitely top 3. As for a guy that they say all he does is shoot the ball, he does it damn well. And he's able to shoot himself into 3 championships, 2 MVPs, but he doesn't have any finals MVPs. That's the only thing that knocks him down. But yeah, Dame definitely an MVP candidate next year, no doubt. Next up, the lottery happened last night. Knicks can't seem to win the lottery since God knows who long. Charlotte and the Bulls managed to skip past where they were ranked, and they jumped up into the top 4. Same with the Cavs, Golden State, and Minnesota. So let's start off with number 5. Who do you have the Cavs picking?
Number 5, I have the Cavs picking Saddiq Bey.
Saddiq Bey. I have the Cavs picking Onyeka Okongwu. He's a guy, I can't remember what college he's from, but I don't believe Drummond or Kevin Love is going to be with the Cavs for long. And I feel like that's probably one of the things that they need is a good, reliable big man, because Kevin Love can't stop being injured. And, Andre Drummond is probably the best rebounder in the league. But I feel like the Cavs go on Onyeka here. At the 4, who do you have the Bulls going for?
I got LaMelo Ball.
You got LaMelo Ball?
I think he's falling to 4, and I think the Bulls would be a great fit for him. I mean, him and Levine running that.
Yeah,
1 and 2.
that'd be. I have the Bulls going Denny Advija. He's a foreign player. He's probably the best foreign prospect in this draft. He's just a really good fit. He's just a really good fit for Chicago. At Charlotte, I got LaMelo Ball. I got LaMelo Ball going to Charlotte, teaming up with Devontae Graham.
I have Obi Toppin.
You have Obi Toppin. I think Obi Toppin is going to fall out of the top 5. I considered putting Obi Toppin where the Cavs is, but I have LaMelo Ball going to Charlotte. It's going to be weird seeing that because a lot of people expected him to go to either Golden State or Minnesota or whatever. Some people are saying Minnesota might take LaMelo Ball number 1. 2, Golden State, pretty obvious. You got to go Wiseman.
James Wiseman, that's right.
You have the best point guard in the league. You have one of the best shooters of all time in Klay Thompson, one of the top shooting guards in the league. You need a center. All right, your small forwards, yeah, they're a little bit weak, so I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State kind of switched it up here, but they're definitely going James Wiseman. The only thing that James Wiseman has that doesn't project him to number 1 is, of course, Minnesota already has Karl-Anthony Towns, so they don't need Wiseman, but his 3-point shooting, some people are questioning if he can be as reliable as some people are making him out to be. I feel like Wiseman's going to be a great prospect. And then, of course, at number 1, I think we both agree that Anthony Edwards is going to Minnesota.
Anthony Edwards.
That's going to be it's going to be a deadly duo over there. I think so. Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo. I know Minnesota is never all that great. They've had Wiggins when people thought he was going to be good, Cat and Zach LaVine, but they were all, except for Cat, they were all underdeveloped. They had Jimmy Butler, Wiggins, all those guys, and yet it didn't work. So I don't know what's going to work for Minnesota at this point, but Edwards is a guy, and I'm a big Georgia fan, so I've watched a lot of Georgia ball. Anthony Edwards is their guy. The only guy I could see replacing him is probably either LaMelo or Obi. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota switch it up and go LaMelo. And if they do, then Golden State would probably take Anthony Edwards. I wouldn't be surprised because Anthony Edwards is that type of guy.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just like when the Cowboys took CD, because we already have Gallup, we already have Cooper. We don't really need any wide receivers. But when you can take that guy away from guys like the Eagles and all these other teams, you gotta take him, because now you have probably the deadliest trio in the league, but maybe not the best wide receivers in the league, but you have one of the deadliest trios in the league just because you can. So I feel like Golden State will probably end up taking that. So yeah, it really depends on what Minnesota goes here. But I feel like these are pretty locked in. So next up, we got the NFL. A lot of stuff coming out the NFL, but since the season is coming up soon, we're going to go with our top 10s. We're probably going to break down a lot of positions, QBs, wide receivers. We're going to try to do defensive positions and offensive positions, one each every week. But we got to start off with some of the little bit more interesting ones. So DBs, this is safeties and cornerbacks. Start off with Joey's list. Who do you got in your bottom 5? So 10 through 6.
I mean, safeties are stacked this year, man. So yeah. I have a lot of safeties in my list, but I still have some corners. So at number 10, I actually have Devin McCourty because of how good he played last year, how many interceptions he got. I mean, he's not the fastest back. He's not the hardest hitting back, but I mean, he's got that awareness and he plays his zone really well. So I got him at number 10.
All right.
At number 9, I got Hayden from the Steelers. I mean, he was locking up last year, and I think he'll do it again this year. I mean, he's number one corner on that team. They got a really good secondary, and I see him shining again this year.
All right.
At 8, I got Pat Pete, and not much to say about him. I mean, it's Pat Pete. He's been doing this. He's been doing this, so what's this, 6? Yeah.
7.
No, 7. Okay, I got Trey White at 7. I mean, he could be a little higher, but I mean, this safety talent this year is just through the roof. And I mean, he's definitely a top 3, top 4 at least corner. I mean, he showed last year he could have been defensive player of the year over Gilmore, but I mean, he's a tough corner. I got Ramsey right above him though.
All right.
I think Ramsey has a better year.
I like your list. There's some guys up there that I don't have. I feel like you're gonna find my list really interesting. But this is I just like how some of these players play over certain players. So at 10, I have Kevin Byard. I love Kevin Byard. He's a really, really good safety. I still feel like he's still a top 5 safety in the league. At number 9, I have Richard Sherman. Even though Richard Sherman is a little bit overrated still at this point, Sherman's still a good back, even though he got absolutely exposed in the Super Bowl. I still feel like Sherman's really good. At 8, I have Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, I feel like, isn't going to get the same amount of excitement as he did down in Jacksonville, because he was pretty much one of the only guys out there besides AJ Bouye, or Boye, however you pronounce it. At number 7, I'm going to put Tyrann Mathieu. I really, really like Honey Badger.
That's kind of low for Mathieu, man.
I got to explain my top 5. And then to round it off, a guy that I'm surprised you didn't mention, Anthony Harris from the Vikings. He is a fucking beast. He got those interceptions last year.
It was between him and McCourty at my 10 spot. And
I loved Anthony Harris. I'm gonna start off with my top 5 because I feel like you're gonna find this interesting. There's something about McCourty that I like, so I put Devin McCourty at top 5.
Okay.
I put Devin over there at 5. At number 4, I'm gonna put Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams isn't gonna get that same thing. What I feel like is gonna be with Ramsey. Jamal is gonna be with Bobby Wagner, and don't forget about Shaquille Griffin, and he's still a beast. At number 3, though, I put Minkah Fitzpatrick. I feel like Minkah Fitzpatrick is the best safety in the league, no doubt. Minkah is that dude. Number 2, you're gonna find this a little bit controversial. I put Tre'Davious White. I like Tre'Davious.
That's well deserved.
I love Tre'Davious White. He is so underrated. He's criminally underrated. So many people. I've seen people put Denzel Ward over Tre'Davious White. I'm like, what? So I like Tre'Davious White at number 2, and of course number 1, Stephon Gilmore. I mean, guys, he literally does not stop covering people. I mean, you cannot throw on Stephon Gilmore. That's how good he is. What's your top 5?
All right, at 5 I got Marcus Peters. I'm surprised you didn't put him in your list.
Wow. No, I don't even have. I don't think Marcus Peters is even top 15.
That guy was amazing last year. I mean, I had to have him on my list somewhere. You could argue he could be a little higher, but I mean, I liked him. I liked the Ravens.
It was really difficult not putting Earl Thomas up here, but Earl Thomas, that defense over in Baltimore is just so stacked. There's so much to share because they got Marlon, Earl Thomas, Marcus Peters. They got everybody over there.
At 4, I got Adams. I got Jamal Adams. I mean, he's fun. He's fun to watch. It's gonna be exciting. Him in Seattle.
He's problematic though. He is a problematic safety. I will say that.
Yeah, I'm just glad he didn't go to that other team. I don't know what their name is, but I'm glad he didn't go to them. At 3, we got Tyrann Mathieu. I don't know how you have him that high in your list, but I think he's great, man.
He's great. I don't feel like Tyrann Mathieu is going to beat McCourty or any of those guys. I don't.
At 2, I have Minkah. I think he's going to perform just like he did last year, probably better.
Yeah.
I mean, he's figuring out that team. He just went to them last year, and I mean,
he
locked up.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And this year, he's going to figure out everything. He's going to, develop with his coaches, and he's just going to be a star. Yeah. Could be Depoy this year. You argue he could have been last year. Number 1, the guy that just takes out wide receiver 1s every week from the game. I mean, you got Gilmore.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like there's some consistencies there. I feel like you have a lot more. I feel like underrated guy. Oh, I feel like I have a lot more underrated guys on my list, but I feel like the main thing that I just really like Tre'Davious White. I feel like he's gonna be up there. I have confidence in Devin McCourty. The Patriots have nothing but defense now. I mean, yeah, they got Cam or whatever, but they have nothing but defense now. And I feel like if Gilly and Devin McCourty were able to step up last season when they still had Tom Brady, I feel like they're going to step up even further this season.
I think the Pats have the best secondary in the league. I mean,
no doubt. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, they might have a poor. Some people say they have a poor D line. They no doubt have the best secondary in the league.
J.C. Jackson, he doesn't get talked about enough, man.
J.C. Jackson, Jonathan Jones.
He's so underrated. He's one of the best corners in the league numbers wise, but I mean he's just not talked about because he's overshadowed by how many stars are on that defensive team.
Yeah, the secondary is crazy. I feel like that secondary alone, because their linebackers are all right. I mean, they still got. I mean, they don't have Devontae Hightower this year, do they?
No, he actually opted out.
He opted out.
Patrick Chung. So we got a hit.
Y'all got some big hits with it. But yeah, defensive backs, some of them are going to be really fun to watch. But yeah, I would definitely keep an eye on Anthony Harris because he's going to creep into that top 5 soon. All right, and then for our other top 10, we got the running backs.
It's going to be exciting.
I'm going to start off with my bottom 5. So at number 10, I got Joe Mixon. I like Joe Mixon, but I feel like so many people feel like he's going to be just an amazing running back, that he's just out of his mind. I'm like, he's good. He's really good. But he isn't going to be better than any of these other 9 running backs. At number 9, I have Josh Jacobs. The kid's amazing. I feel like he should have won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. Kyler Murray's great. I like Kyler Murray. He shouldn't have won it over Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs just fooled everyone's expectations. At 8, I have Aaron Jones from the Packers. I mean, come on. What was it, like 16 touchdowns that he put up last year? I feel like Aaron Jones is going to be that dude again. At number 7, I have Alvin Kamara. I debated putting him in the top 5 because Kamara is still a really good running back. I just don't feel like he'll have the same amount of touches, the receptions, and everything that he had before, with Michael Thomas coming up as one of the best wide receivers in the league. And now you got Emmanuel Sanders. Sometimes you might put in Latavius Murray, and Kamara's had some injury troubles. Alongside my number 6 back, Dalvin Cook. Another guy I debated putting up in the top 5, but Cook, he's been battling with the injuries. But yeah, he'll probably end up going into the top 5.
All right, so at my 10, I actually have Cook.
Dang! Yo, you rated him way too low.
I've never liked Cook that much. I mean, he's never finished a season. I mean, what can you argue against that? I
He's
want
been
a
damn good when
workhorse
he's
running
playing,
back that can ball out every week. And I mean, come playoff time, this guy's probably going to be hurt again. I mean,
yeah.
And at 9, above Cook, I actually have Joe Mixon. And yet, I've always thought Mixon was one of the best running backs in the league. He just doesn't have the team that some other running backs have.
Because the Bengals have a really, really talented. They have some good weapons. I mean, AJ Green, if he ever gets healthy, if he ever plays a game again, he'll be Joe Burrow's guy. But I mean, who's that other guy? Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd's pretty good. And they had another guy. I can't remember his name now. But they got some pretty good weapons over there. They just can't keep it together.
Yeah.
Their O-line is not good.
They could be a really high-octane offense if they get an O-line and, I mean, get everybody back that's injured. I mean, that offense is going to be pretty good with their new quarterback. I mean, they didn't really gain anything, so I don't know if Mixon will be that great, but he's still a talented running back. You got to have him in the top 10.
He's still top 10, no doubt.
I mean, Bill Belichick said he was the best in the league, so you can say what you want about that, but
yeah.
At 7, I got. Is this 8? No, this is 8. At 8, I got Chubb.
Hey, you ranked Chubb way too low, man.
No, dude.
Here's the thing with Chubb. All right, he's sharing it with Kareem Hunt, right? So he's not going to be as good. But I'm saying, I know that's why. But I'm saying, if Kareem Hunt wasn't there, Chubb would probably be top 3. He would probably be top 3 because Chubb is that guy. I feel like with just that factor alone, I feel like that overshadows the whole Kareem Hunt thing for me.
Chubb's not that great in the passing game. If he could get, a little bit, he could be a little bit better of a pass catching back. I mean, this guy's he's gonna be a star in the future MVP. Well, not MVP, but like
candidate at least.
Future
probably
MVP candidate.
Player of the year.
Yeah, he's definitely a star. His second year, I mean, he's already being put, top 5 on some people's list. But I mean, if you look at the numbers, when Kareem Hunt was in after he got back from his whole scandal,
and they went down. They definitely went down. Yeah.
He basically outplayed. You could say he outplayed him. I mean, like 6 out of the 8 weeks. I mean, he was killing it, and then Chubb was like kind of going down. I mean, I don't. If Kareem's healthy this year, I see Chubb still being a great running back. He's going to get the touchdowns for them, but I mean, he's that goal line back, but Kareem Hunt is that guy in the passing game. He's the screen guy. I mean, he still has the talent on the ground too.
All right.
Above Chubb, you're going to like these next two. I got Todd Gurley.
What? Damn. I like that.
I think he's hungry this year. He's got a new team. A great offense. That Falcons team is going to be great this year, I think. I'm really high on the Falcons this year. Other than their defense, I mean, it's still kind of shaky. But I really like that offense. I think that Gurley is going to go back to his old ways. Coming off that injury, he's going to be hungry. He's going to want to impress a lot of people.
Hopefully.
And that's 4. Okay, so at 5, you're going to love this one. I have David Johnson. I really, really like David Johnson this year. And he is going to be a heavy fantasy sleeper. You mark these words right now. He is going to finish top 5 in fantasy football this year. He's going to be great. And
he needs to stay safe.
I really like that guy this year. He said he's going for a 1,000-yard receiving yards and 1,000-yard rushing yards this year. And I believe him. I really like him this year. I think he's got a lot of talent. He's really slept on because of what happened last year.
I mean, he slept on, yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody that trade was just Hopkins. But you got to realize that Johnson's still a good back. And, I mean,
I still feel like the trade was poor because, I mean, even though they did get David Johnson, it's a risk, let alone a risk that, they'd be willing to take, but they still didn't get enough back for him. But, yeah, it's a bold choice, no doubt. Who you got at number 4?
I got Kamara at 4. I mean, he's a reliable running back. He's always been good in the pass catching game. I mean, there's no doubt in that Saints offense this year. They're going to be great, just like they were last year. I have a lot of confidence in that Saints team this year. Above Kamara, I got Josh Jacobs.
You got Josh Jacobs number 3?
No, I have him 4.
Oh,
Kamara
you
was
said
5.
You were in the top 5.
Wait, hold on. How many did I put? 1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4,
okay.
5,
So
6,
you
7, 8,
you
9.
put David Johnson at 6.
Yeah, 6.
All right, you said 5. All right, never mind. I thought you put him in top 5.
Yeah. I think he could be top 5. I really like Johnson this year. I got Jacobs at 4. I mean, that kid's a stud.
Yeah.
Raiders offense, I mean, they're shaky, but I mean, he does a lot of the work. He did great last year. I see him shining this year.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Jacobs. I got Barkley at 3. I mean, there's no doubt in his talent, but I mean, his team is just terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely going to show us this year what he's made of, and he could be higher next year depending on what he does this year. But these two guys ahead of him, I like more. I got Elliott right above him. I think he's just going to go off this year because of his team is going to be great this year. I hate to say it, but like Cowboys, they got a great offense this year.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing they got a pretty good schedule too, so I see him getting a lot of touchdowns.
I got confidence in McCarthy. A lot of people think McCarthy, because he was with Aaron Rodgers, they're going to say, "Oh, he's really going to get used to those wide receiver talents." It's like, no, McCarthy is going to love having Zeke, cuz I don't think they've ever really had a really good running back. I mean, the best running back they had was fat old Eddie Lacy. And so give McCarthy Zeke Elliott, and he's going to go off.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in Elliott, and number 1 is obvious for everyone's list. I mean, McCaffrey.
Yeah. So, did I hear correctly? You did not put Derrick Henry in the top 10.
Oh, shit. I forgot about Henry. I don't have Henry in there. Wow. I really forgot about him. Well, he's somewhere in there. Just know that. On the record, guys, he's somewhere in there.
He's in the top 5, no doubt.
He's top 5 running back. I don't know how I missed him.
So, yeah.
I guess I just wasn't thinking.
So, probably move everyone down where Henry is.
Yeah, I'll move everyone down, and I'll put him ahead of Jacobs behind Barkley.
All right. Here's my top 5. At number 5, I have Nick Chubb. I love Chubb. Like I said earlier, I'm a big Georgia fan. So I loved watching Nick Chubb, Todd Gurley come in the league, as well as who's the other guy? Sony Michel. Sony Michel was the other guy that came from Georgia. All of them are good running backs. Michel's, of course, is the least out of all of them. But yeah, I got Chubb at 5. At 4, I have Saquon. A lot of people have Saquon at the number 1 and top 3. And I've always seen this debate here and there. Barkley's better than Zeke. It's really unfair. Yeah, because Zeke has been in the league longer, but let's just take a look at the 2 years because they're pretty identical. You look at Barkley in his first year, he had an amazing rookie season. No one can deny that. But he didn't win, but he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, unlike Zeke. The only reason Zeke didn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year is because Dak Prescott decided to just go off. I mean, you can't deny rookie Dak Prescott is one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time, statistically. All right, that's just not me. That's not me being biased. But I like Zeke more than Barkley, and I feel like Zeke is better than Barkley because in that rookie season, Zeke led the league. Barkley didn't lead the league his first season because of Zeke, and I don't remember Barkley ever getting a single MVP vote. Zeke got 6 in his rookie year. He got 6 MVP votes. That's crazy for a rookie. That's
okay.
Insane.
So here's my thing: if I had Barkley on the Cowboys and Elliott on the Giants, I'm switching them because I think that Barkley has more talent. There's no denying Zeke's talent. I think that Barkley is a more suited running back than Elliott, but Elliott's obviously going to put up more numbers because of the great team that he's on. But
yeah, and I don't like the fact that people say, "Oh, it's because of his good O-line." Some of the greatest running backs of all time are good because of their good O-lines. They just know how to utilize. But yeah, I have Barkley at 4. At number 3, I have Derrick Henry. He's a damn freight train. I mean, he is He's come up. Now, the only reason I'm not too high on Derrick Henry is because I did have him in my fantasy season last year. He disappeared after the first game for like 6 straight weeks, and then all of a sudden decided to just snort a couple of lines and go for 15 million yards each game. So, yeah.
This year Henry, in fantasy, though, I'm confident in him. I think he's going to be good.
Hopefully, maybe he doesn't fall off like that. But yeah, I got Henry at 3. At number 2, of course, I have Zeke. Ezekiel Elliott, if CMC didn't exist, Zeke would dominate the league. I mean, Zeke led the league twice in his first 3 years. Like I said, the whole MVP voting thing. Zeke is that guy. People disrespect him too much. The fact that people wouldn't put them in their top 5 is insane to me. Because you can't deny what Zeke's been able to do. I mean, ever since he's came into the league, compared to everyone who has been in the league as long as he has, so between, 2016 and 2020, he's had like almost 6,000 yards, which is more than any other running back. That's talent. All right, you can't just say, oh, it's because he has a good O-line. If an average running back had a good O-line, he wouldn't be putting up Zeke's numbers. And of course, CMC, I have him as probably an MVP candidate next year, just because, yeah, his stats can be argued that they're a little bit inflated, but he's amazing. He is amazing.
Yeah. But those idiots always give it to a quarterback. So
yeah,
I mean, they gave it to They gave the Opoi to Michael Thomas instead of him last year, which made me almost throw up.
Just because he broke a reception record, like, dude, like it's Michael Thomas did his thing last year. Yeah, but CMC, he carried that offense.
I almost vomited when they put Michael Thomas over McCaffrey last year. That was just terrible.
Yeah, and I found it really insulting, the fact that Lamar had a great year last year, but how in the world can he go unanimous? Like, how in the world can nobody there be like, yo, CMC was pretty damn good this year? I mean, like, did you see the numbers that he put up in just looking at his fantasy numbers? You gotta know if this guy was in your fantasy league every week, you'd be like, it's a guaranteed dub. Because this guy had like 400 points throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I would know that. No shit. Yeah, I think that Lamar was unanimous because the impact he had to his team.
Yeah.
McCaffrey had there's no impacting that team because of how bad they've consistently been. I mean, he's just there to put on a show, but I mean they're not really winning games. That's exactly why Lamar Jackson was the unanimous MVP, because they won games. But hey, we'll see what happens this year in the playoffs. I mean, Lamar, he's definitely gonna make the playoffs, but I mean, let's see what he can do this year.
Yeah. All right. First big topic, starting to round off the podcast. Let's start with Alex Smith. Honestly, probably one of the greatest stories I've ever seen from a player. I mean, the fact that he almost died. He literally almost died. And he's able to come back, and now he's probably going to outperform Dwayne Haskins by a million miles. I wouldn't be surprised if Washington gets better because of him. Do you see him winning Comeback Player of the Year?
Actually, I think that Roethlisberger's probably going to win it.
I mean, I see that. I feel like sympathy points is going to go out to Alex Smith.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see how he does, though. I mean, if he's even ready to play like he used to, I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's no telling with that Redskins team. I mean, they're just not Redskins anymore. I'm sorry if I offended any. That
football team. Okay, I will take the Washington football team seriously when they have a name besides what the fuck they actually are. But yeah, I mean, they got Terry McLaurin, and that's it on their offense. I mean, they lost Darius Geis. We don't even want to get into that. I mean, that kid.
Oh God.
That kid's the new Ray Rice. He gets arrested for domestic abuse, and now he's getting rape charges from when he was with LSU. So if that's all true, screw that scumbag. I hope he rots in prison.
Darius Pipe.
Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah. AP. Adrian Peterson. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, he's probably gonna get C-Toy. All right. Now the last question to end it off: can Dallas thrive without McCoy? Now I'm gonna start this one off because I feel like I have a little bit weird on this. So we did release McCoy, and it wasn't really one of those things where it was iffy. Some people said it was a bad move from Dallas. It's really shady, but McCoy was literally consulted before he went into his surgery the morning when they released him, saying, "Hey, this is the contract that you signed. This is in your contract. we're going to have to release you just in case we need to move somebody up. But it does look like he's going to come back next year. I don't think we should sign anyone new. I don't think we should use anyone because I don't think anyone on our roster can even produce as much as McCoy would have. Because honestly, if McCoy wouldn't have gotten injured, I believe Dallas would have had the best D-line in the league. Because you got the best edge rushing duo I've seen in a long while. Everson Griffen was a steal, was a absolute steal. All right,
yeah, I like that was him. Surprising.
Everson Griffen and D-Law are going to eat it up. And then you got Dontari Poe, who isn't what he used to be, but McCoy, I still like McCoy. We had a lot of talent there. But our defensive coordinator was switching to a system that he wasn't familiar to. He was usually using a 3-4 because he was the defensive coordinator back when Baltimore had both Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. So he ran a 3-4 and brought Ed Reed up with Ray Lewis. I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. It does seem like we're going to run a hybrid, though, which, we might see it here and there. But I would much rather us go for 3-4 because it would look really, really well to have, both Griffen, Poe, and D-Law up there in the front three. And then for your back four, you have, of course, Jaylon Smith, Sean Lee, and LVE. And you bring up HaHa from that strong safety spot. Now you got Chidobe and Trayvon Diggs over at your cornerback spots. Move Xavier Woods over to strong safety and put in either Anthony Brown or Jordan Lewis or whoever you want to put at the free safety. And I feel like that defense would be just as deadly. But I don't feel like it'll be an excuse to lose games this year. I've seen some people say that. I've seen some people say that, oh no, now they're not going to make the playoffs without McCoy. I was like, if we had lost DeMarcus Lawrence, that would have been a huge hit because DeMarcus Lawrence is that dude. But McCoy is not Tampa McCoy, but he's still good. I feel like Dallas will be fine without McCoy, even though it sucks.
Losing McCoy, I think instead of going 8-8 this year, they're gonna go 7-9. I'm just kidding. I got a Cowboys win at least 10 this year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that more long as we do division predictions and everything. But yeah, I feel like Dallas can be fine without them. The only thing we need to really keep an eye out on is how our linebackers stay healthy because every year it's always one linebacker is out. For a little bit it was Sean Lee and Jaylon Smith was out because he was still recovering from his injury from college, and then Sean Lee was out, but Jaylon Smith was in there eating it up. Then LVE came into the league. Probably the biggest steal in that whole draft. LVE would have gone top 5. Him and TJ Watt TJ Watt was the other draft. But LVE and Jaylon Smith are in, and now Sean Lee is out. Now Sean Lee's back, Jaylon Smith is in, but LVE's out for the whole year. So if we can keep that linebacker core together, I feel like our defense will be just fine. And then after that, it'll just be depending on if Zeke, Dak, and all of them can produce it on offense, which I have no problem with. Their coaches are good enough. I feel like their coaches are good enough, especially with McCarthy. People still treat us like we still have Jason Garrett, but we don't. Last time I checked, I don't remember Jason Garrett ever winning a ring. McCarthy did. So, yeah. So that's it for the first episode of the Heat Check podcast. We got a lot. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to talk about. We don't know if we're going to do this every week or 2 episodes every week. We'll decide that after. But we wanted to go ahead and get this out there. We'll probably end up trying to go with new top 10s, trying to get them all out the way before the season starts. But yeah, of course, if you like the video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for other episodes. We probably won't be posting one until next week, no doubt, because we probably won't be doing anything over the weekend. But no doubt, thank y'all for watching. Peace.
Yep, thanks.